Hi, welcome to a lesson for your eyes and your back and your whole self. When you're ready, come to lie down. I'm going to stand seated while I talk, but you rest on your back, either on the bed or on the floor or a mat. Let your arms come down long by your sides. And just take a moment to close your eyes if it's comfortable. And just feel the contact that you make with the floor. Noticing the places where you press into the floor very clearly and finding those places. Wherever you can feel the weight of yourself supported by the floor, notice those places. Places where it's clear, and then notice places where there's no pressure at all, no contact. Noticing those places. In some places you're lifted, in other places you're pressed. Feel the weight of your shoulders across your back, against the floor. Feel behind the pelvis where it touches the floor. Feel the back of the head where it touches the floor. And then bring your attention down to your right heel and see how that meets the floor. Your right calf, your right thigh, the right side of your pelvis, the right buttock really. Just feeling your entire right leg now, from heel to buttock, getting a sense of the length of that leg, the weight of it. Knowing that how you feel your leg internally has nothing to do with what we're looking for here. Nothing to do with how it looks from the outside. We want to look for direct experience of the leg. Experiential. Just noticing, how do you directly experience your right leg? And then bring your attention to your left heel and the left calf. The left knee, the left thigh, the left buttock, and getting a sense of your whole left leg as it lies on the ground from heel to buttock. And noticing the two legs, comparing the left leg and how it feels with the right leg and how that feels. Do they touch the floor in the same way? Is one closer to the middle, closer to the midline of the body? Or you may notice something else. So there's no right or wrong. We are just investigating and exploring as though we're shining a flashlight on the parts of ourselves that need attention, need to be visible so they're included. Again, no right, no wrong, and no judgment. And notice across the back of your pelvis if there's more weight to one side or the other. Feeling the space behind the lower back where the spine is slightly lifted. And feeling how the whole back contacts the floor in the areas where it meets the floor. And noticing if there's more weight behind one side of the rib cage or the other. More pressure, more ribs pressing against the ground on one side or the other. And the shoulders, do they rest in the same way, or does one press into the ground more than the other? Or in a different manner. So we don't look to say one thing is better in judgment. We want to look for things that are different and just to note that there are differences. So our nervous system is designed to do this, and it integrates those differences. It doesn't judge them. So when we don't judge, there's an integration process. So in the case of the shoulders, all we want to notice is, okay, this one is a little bit heavier, or it feels like this, and then we move forward after that. And that's enough. And the brain does the rest. And notice your right arm and your left arm. And feel the space behind your neck. And feeling that there's a lifting behind your neck. feeling between the shoulder blades. And then feeling the descent between the shoulder blades, how it lifts in the neck and comes back down to the head on the floor. And get a sense of the weight of your head. And then begin to feel yourself all the way from your right heel through your right side, even through the right side of your pelvis, your ribs, your shoulders, your face and head and neck, feeling your entire right side. And then shift and allow all of that awareness to absorb and notice your entire left side. Feeling the whole left side now, just as you did with the right. And notice any differences between the two sides. Anything you notice is wonderful, even if it's small. It might be that one side is heavier. It could be that one side is longer. It could be that one side appears larger in your image. Just notice what it is and notice how you're breathing as you notice. Noticing what you feel in your belly. Noticing what you feel in your ribs. Noticing what you feel in your nose. When we breathe without working, it's easy. There is no strain. Notice the ease of your breath as you allow it to come and go with no effort, with no involvement. Just allowing it to be a part of you. Feeling that your jaw can be soft without the teeth being clenched. Allowing for some space in the mouth. Allowing the hands to be soft. And now begin to make a movement of rolling the head a little bit from the midline to the right and back into the left and back. So you're just rolling the head from right to left as you rest on your back. And go slow with this movement of rolling the head, taking your time. Make it small without making it big. Finding an easy, gentle way of rolling your head a little right and a little left on your back. And as you roll to the right, you'll notice there's a place of resistance. So you stop and reverse and go to the left. And you notice the same thing on the left. On both sides, there's a place where you're rolling, where the nervous system says this is far enough. And then you return. And it's usually before we notice, typically because we're trained to push past our limits. So without that, being sensitive to your nervous system, how far is far enough to roll the head? Try to find a place where you don't need to go to a place that says stop, where you're within a range of easy movement as you roll the head. So there's no forcing. So there's no effort. And so there's no chance of being successful, because that's not what we're after. Looking for quality of movement, of rolling the head, or any movement in any lesson. Not straining, giving yourself permission to be as you are and where you're comfortable. Knowing how it's different from the ordinary way of being in the world, where we're pushed, where we're strained, where things are not always go to the easy as they should be, or efficient, where we cannot go to the comfortable, to the pleasurable. So feel that now. And the next time the head is back in neutral, pause and rest the head as you rest on your back. And feel the contact that you make with the floor now. So every time we go through a lesson, we take a lot of rests, which are really important. Giving the brain a chance to process what we've learned as we experience very sensitive sensations The brain learns through the motor cortex, which controls our movements by sensing differences, just as we did. And as we experience these sensitive sensations and process differences, we remember how we did this as children, and it's the same process. It's how we learn to walk. It's how we learn to crawl. Bring your legs to standing and find a place where the feet feel very supportive on the floor. And then take both of your knees gently to the right and back. Make it an easy, slow movement. Again, looking for this place of going not to where it says stop, but where it's easy enough to return. Both knees go to the right as you rest on your back, the legs in standing. You want to find the most gentle, easy way of making this movement of knees to the right and back. I'm demonstrating in seated, but you are lying down if you can. What is the easiest way you could take the knees to the right and back? Continue to do that. And notice, how can you do this without having to work with your thigh muscles? Can you relax your thigh muscles totally? Let go of the muscles of your legs. And notice, did they still stay in this easy movement? You can always adjust where your feet are standing for more comfort, or to try to see if it makes it easier. And you don't want to have to work to keep your legs up. The next time that the legs are back in standing, pause. And we're going to cross the right leg over the left and rest in this configuration. You might move the left foot so it's more comfortable. And we're going to take this whole group of legs and just take them to the right together and back. Now both legs are going to the right as a crossed unit and coming back. Just going there and coming back. The right thigh is resting completely on the left leg. Slowly, gently tilting to the right and then coming all the way back to neutral. Just a little bit. And just start with the beginning of the movement, just to find out how you do it and what you're doing. Just do the very beginning and come back and notice how that is. You want to grow it into a range of comfort, not into a range of strain. And each time you repeat the movement, pause in that neutral place where you pause to come back up, and that allows you to let go of any habitual holdings in the body. And that makes every movement new, fresh, and clean, which allows the brain to learn more. So we're not doing anything repetitive here or anything mechanical. Always look to make yourself more comfortable, even within this movement of taking the knees to the right and back as a unit on your back. For example, again, the small adjustment of your left foot might make this easier. You could try that. You want to come back and balance in a place that feels neutral and pause there for a moment before the knees go once again to the right. And the next time you come back, pause, rest, let everything go. And as you let go, feel yourself contacting the floor once again on your back. All the way resting on your back, pausing for a moment and letting go and feeling yourself fully contact the floor, fully resting. And then slowly bring the legs back up. And now we'll just slowly tilt down to the left and back. Now the knees are going to the left, and you just notice how that is. Going slow enough to feel when that place of resistance isn't stopping before it. Feeling the weight shift over the feet, going slow enough to feel that. Noticing if the head goes with the movement or not. The next time you come back up, cross the left leg over the right. Let it rest completely on that right leg, and then take the complex of legs to the left and back. And do that slowly, finding that place of ease in the movement where both legs aren't working. Allowing the breath to assist you here in taking the legs to the side and back. And just noticing any differences on this side. Do you need to move the foot again? Or is it set up differently here? Making it easy and slow. And the next time you arrive back, uncross the legs, let them go long, and pause to rest. This is the beginning of a long lesson for the eyes and back. But just sensing what we've done so far, notice any changes. Just from doing a few movements on the floor and doing a scan in 15 or 20 minutes, you can feel great. So notice what you feel. Feeling your arms down by your sides. Once again, closing your eyes if it's comfortable on your back. Noticing places where you press into the floor and the places where you're lifted. And noticing any areas that have shifted in this area of lifting and pressing. Examining your whole right leg and buttock, your whole left leg and buttock, and then both legs. Feeling the contact of your pelvis, the contact of your spine, and the contact of the back of your ribs, noticing how they press or where they press. Is it more evenly distributed? And how is your breathing? Noticing your shoulders and arms, hands, your neck, and how the back of the head rests. And just to see how this lesson does for you, I'm going to leave you here, but come up in a moment if you're not coming up already to seated and standing. And just notice how this little bit of movement and scanning has improved your function in movement and quality of feeling, sensation, and just feeling whole and connected. Thank you for joining me. I will be back with the full lesson tomorrow.